you were just talking about the need to actually look for an alternative that can also mount pressure on government.
Yeah.
But the federal workers are saying we are not taking that, they're shutting down everywhere.
Yeah.
But why again, why we say I agree with you, NLC should look for a better alternative, a more modern approach to it. Why is it that the government doesn't even bother or budge when it comes to this strike? That one-day strike alone costs Nigeria a lot. Now you're talking about a 2-day strike, and the federal agency, parastatals, are saying we are shutting everything down. Okay,
first and foremost, let me answer the last question.
Yeah.
Government officials come and go. So also the quantum of, if you like call it, knowledge at their disposal. A situation where a government official does not understand the economics of strike, then it will be very unfortunate, even if he's the Minister of Labour, you know. So I think that explains why certain government officials don't treat threats by Labour very urgently. They think it's just word of mouth, it will come and go. But they fail to understand that each day there is a strike in Nigeria. It's disastrous for the economy. It's calamitous for all and sundry, including you and me here. Yeah. So, going back to what I said, the real way for Labour to engage government in Nigeria is to have a permanent think tank and strategy committee which will perpetually engage government, whether in times of peace or in times of crisis, so that the demands of labor, by the way, labor is also a pressure group, as we know, and the demands of labor should not be borne on just their own immediate needs. They should also be a watchdog for activities that threaten the welfare of the citizens, of which workers constitute in this country. So that's think tank and special think tank and strategy committee that I suggest should be a permanent engagement with the government, so that labor can perpetually nip crisis that would lead to strike in the bud by ensuring that government is attentive. And where government is not attentive, I'm sure labor knows that they have a right to drag the issue to the usual arena. By that I mean the court and any other arbitration body that is necessary. Having said so, I'm still disturbed that Labour is talking about wages. You see, while I agree that there's a need for a wage augmentation, that's not the solution to any of this problem. I think that the problem in Nigeria is caused by wrong economic policies. And if there are economic policies that don't work, e.g., when you talk about the issue of PMS, PMS works with, because we are not refining enough. Because the large chunk of our refined product, which is what you use, because you don't use crude oil, are brought from abroad. Let us understand, I want people watching us to understand that it is determined by international factors. So that even if the salary of all Nigerian workers are increased today, it will not guarantee that you can purchase petrol. The reason is that whenever the forces of demand and supply internationally operate negatively against us, the price of PMS will necessarily shoot up. E.g., if there is war in any OPEC country, the price of crude oil will escalate. Similarly, the price of refined PSM will also escalate. So we need to understand this. So I don't think that salary is the only or is this main solution. It looks like Labour is scratching the issue instead of having a strategy team to think and even suggest to government alternatives to their present economic policies. I think that's the way forward.